Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramam Swarivrajakacharya, Shtotar Shat Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON BBT Founder-Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 9, entitled The Dynasty of Amshuman, text number 47. Athesha Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham Prakrityatmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye Ashesha Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham Prakrityatmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye Athesha Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham Prakrityatmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye. Anyone would like to chant? Athesha Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Murham Varitma Atmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye. Atheshu Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham Prakrityatmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye. Mataji's. Atheshu Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham Prakrityatmani Vishvakartur Bhavena Hitva Tamaham Prapadye. Atheshu Maya Rachiteshu Sangam Guneshu Gandharva Puropameshu Rudham prakritya atmani vishvakartur bhavena hitva tamaham prapadye. Word for word meanings. Atha, therefore, Isha Maya, by the external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rachiteshu, in things manufactured, Sangam, attachment, Guneshu, in the modes of material nature, Gandharvapura, Upameshu, which are compared to the illusion of a Gandharvapura, a town or houses seen in the forest or on a hill. Rudham, very powerful. Prakritya, by material nature. Atmani, unto the super soul. Vishvakartu, of the creator of the whole universe. Bhavena, by devotional service. Hitva, giving up. Tam, unto him, the Lord. Aham, I. Prapadye, surrender. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Therefore, I should now give up my attachment for things created by the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I should engage in thought of the Lord and should thus surrender unto Him. This material creation, having been created by the external energy of the Lord, is like an imaginary town visualized on a hill or in a forest. Every conditioned soul has a natural attraction and attachment for material things. But one must simply give up this attachment and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. When passing through a mountainous region in an airplane, one may sometimes see a city in the sky with towers and palaces, or one may see similar things in a big forest. This is called a Gandharvapura, a phantasmagoria. This entire world resembles such a phantasmagoria, and every materially situated person has attachment for it. But Khatwanga Maharaj, because of his advanced Krishna consciousness, was not interested in such things. Even though a devotee may engage in apparently materialistic activities, but he knows his position very well. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. If one engages all material things in relation with the loving service of the Lord, one is situated in Yukta Vairagya, proper renunciation. In this material world, nothing should be accepted for one's sense gratification. Everything should be accepted for the service of the Lord. This is the mentality of the spiritual world. Maharaj Khatwanga advises that one give up material attachment and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus one achieves success in life. This is pure bhakti, which involves Vairagya Vidya, renunciation and knowledge. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhir Yastamaham Prapadye. Let me surrender unto the Personality of Godhead, who has appeared now as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the ocean of all mercy and has come down to teach us material detachment, learning and devotional service to himself. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka 674. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this movement of Vairagya Vidya by which one detaches himself from material existence and engages in loving devotional service. The Krishna consciousness movement of devotional service is the only process by which to counteract our false prestige in this material world. So, end of purport. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we see this determination by Khatwanga Maharaj. So he was informed that there's only few moments left remaining of his life. So in those few moments, he fully dedicated himself. And as we heard in previous classes, that this surrender at the time of death is generally possible if we have practiced surrender throughout the life. So it is said the life is like the preparation and death is the examination. Just like a student in school or university, students are taught throughout the year and then they get various assessments during the year, class test or multiple choice questions and some small assignments. And then at the end of that year, they get the final exam. So in the same way, in our devotional life, we get many assessments, many tests, small tests, every day. Every day is a test. And then, if we slowly practice and study the spiritual knowledge, then at the time of death, we'll very easily pass the main exam. And this is a compulsory exam. No one can avoid. So if you miss these small assessments, if you fail in these small assessments, then we will definitely fail in the final exam. And what happens if we fail in that final exam? Then we have to come back. We have to stay in this material world. So passing that final exam means we should not take this material body again. But then someone may say, what's the problem with this material body? I'm fine, I'm enjoying or trying to enjoy in this material world. Okay, there are some problems sometimes, but overall I'm fine. But that's a wrong conception. So the real conception is, it's given in the Shastra, that there are 3 types of miseries present all the time. In one lecture, Prabhupada was saying there are 3 types of miseries. Miseries caused by body and mind, miseries caused by other living entities, miseries caused by material nature, the weather, etc. They are also called miseries caused by demigods who are in charge of the universe. So in that lecture, Prabhupada was saying, so these 3 miseries are there, and at every time, one of these 3 miseries are there at each moment. Someone else is troubling us, or the weather is bad, or our own body and mind is giving trouble. And then Prabhupada said, no, actually, all 3 miseries are acting all the time. So that's meditation. So a devotee actually slowly realizes that all the miseries are there, and there's no use to just try and get rid of all the miseries. There's no limit to it. Another lecture, Prabhupada said, there's no limit to the number of kicks that Maya can give you. There's no limit. We may think, oh, now I have suffered enough. Now I deserve some happiness. But then again, around the corner, there's another problem. So this is what people are doing in material life. They are trying to get happiness, and they are trying to counteract the misery which has already come, or try to avoid the future miseries. So this is the endeavor. But Narad Muni in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, first canto, he says, Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyada tal labhyate dukhvad anyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. Who is an intelligent person? Who is not wasting his time in gaining extra happiness or counteracting misery. That person, an intelligent person, actually aspires for spiritual practice and spiritual knowledge. So a lot of time is wasted. So Narad Muni's point is, there is no point in trying to get more happiness. Whatever happiness we are allotted by our karma will come anyway. If we try more, it's not that we'll get more happiness. Whatever happiness we actually deserve according to our past karma, that we will get, whether we try or not. And what's the example he gives? Just like you get the misery which is allotted by karma. No one is endeavoring to get misery, but it's still coming because that's in our karma. So that's the proof that whatever is in your karma, good or bad, will come. So why endeavor for extra happiness? And why endeavor to get rid of misery? You can't get rid of misery and you won't be able to get more happiness. So why to waste extra time on that? So when you save time from this extra endeavor, two types of extra endeavors, with that saved time you can invest that time in bhakti, the 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. So people say, oh, I don't have time to read Bhagavatam, don't have time for spiritual life. And then when devotees say, oh, we chant 16 rounds every day, it takes almost 2 hours. And we try to read, Prabhupada said, all my devotees should read my books 1 to 2 hours every day. So just see 3-4 hours in this main sadhana, chanting, reading, and then hearing classes. So if you just say to a new person that we do this much spiritual practice, they'll say, that's not possible, I can't do it. But slowly and slowly we can practice that. We were also like that at one stage, unless some of the devotees here are born in devotee families, it's a different story. But some of us, or most of us, have seen that how we were doing no spiritual practice, and then now we are spending so much time every day. So it's just by practice. We are not trying to gain extra material happiness. It takes a lot of time. And then, if we over-endeavor, we get more misery. We don't get more happiness, we get more misery actually, because of extra material desires. So that's how material world is designed. So here in today's verse, we see the words Gandharva Pura, phantasmagoria. It's like an imaginary city that a traveler may see in the hills or in the sky. This is like a hallucination. There's a city there with, skyscrapers and palaces. That's what it's written here. And how does this happen? How does this vision come? By Isha Maya, by the external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord's energy is roughly divided into 3 parts: external energy, internal energy, and marginal energy. So marginal energy, that's us, jivas, we are actually supposed to be in internal energy. But because we are so tiny, sometimes we have a tendency to be covered by Isha Maya, material energy. And then we have all these illusions. And because we are here in this material world, we think this is normal. But actually we are in minority. There are innumerable living entities, and this material world is just a small part of the whole creation. Most of the people or living entities are actually seeing the reality. They are not seeing these hallucinations. Just like in a city, most people are good citizens, or at least they are trying to follow the laws, otherwise they will be punished. And those who are in the prison, they are minority. So we are in minority. But because we can't see these other living entities who are actually practicing spiritual life, we think we are in majority. And this is the norm. You work, buy, consume and die. This is the norm. We think this is the norm. And we try to follow that. What's that? Sheep follow other sheep. It's like that. Rat race. We are just going with the life. We are flowing. This is called, Maya's, the flow of the modes. So we are just flowing with it. But a very rare soul actually inquires, what is the reality? I don't want to see these hallucinatory cities, Gandharvapura. I want to come to the reality. And then we have to work hard to gain this Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yogam. That verse is quoted. This verse was written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in praise of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this knowledge includes Vairagya. So here we can see what is the cause of our existence in this material world. Guneshu, Sangam Guneshu, we have taken Sangha or association with the three modes. In Bhagavad Gita 13 chapter it is said, Purusha prakritisto hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangosya sad asad yoni janmasu. How are living entities taking these so many bodies? There are 8,400,000 species. Aquatics, insects, reptiles, the birds and animals, and then 400,000 types of human beings, and all the demigods, etc., semi-demigods, and human beings, human-like form. There are 400,000 types. So how are we getting all these different types of bodies? Because of guna sangha. There are three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So according to our association with these modes, we get these different bodies. And then we rotate. We go in different species and we go to different planets. What's that Chaitanya Charitamrita shloka? कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज. So we are doing this travel in different species and different planets. Brahmand means whole universe. We are going to different species in different bodies in different planets. So some people like to travel. Melbourne attracts a lot of travelers. When you go for book distribution, you meet many travelers in the city. So they like to travel. And why do they like to travel? They want to see different places, different cultures, different people, different skin tones, different languages. So this is material variety. And they think, they are hallucinating that this material variety will bring some pleasure, because all the travelers are usually located in some place of the world, and the other place looks very attractive. Grass is greener on the other side, as if people on the other end of the world are doing something special, or they are little different. But actually they are not, there's nothing different. The whole thing repeats itself. History repeats itself. So all these yugas are going they are coming one after another. Satyuga, Dwapar, Treta, and then, Kali Yuga. And again, the cycle goes on and on. And it's the same story. People have material desire. They try to achieve happiness and they fail. So again and again, this going on. Durashaya, ye bahirarthamanina. So their false hope that, okay, now I will get something. So these travelers are thinking, I have not achieved full satisfaction of heart and full happiness where I was located. Now I will travel to this another place and now I will get happiness. And I've spoken to so many book distributors. They talk to these travelers, and a popular line that you use is, oh, you are a traveler. And they ask them, do you know the most undiscovered place? And they said, oh no, what's that place? I would like to go there. What's that? And they said, that's within yourself. You have traveled outside so much, and still you're not satisfied. So travel inside, travel within, and you can do by sitting anywhere. They've spent so much of their money in traveling, but they can't get this happiness. So one traveler I met one time in Auckland, and he was from Germany, and he was doing busking on the side of the street, and somehow he got a book also, and then he came for a program, and I was speaking to him. Then he said, I came from Germany by plane, but I'll go by ship, because in plane they use so much of this fuel which is bad for the environment. So I don't want to contribute to that. These fossil fuels, now I'm against it. He was talking to some activists who were against the fossil fuels. So then I said, okay. And then after some time, he stopped replying to my messages. I said, what happened? And I couldn't see him on the street busking. So he disappeared. So I thought maybe he has gone back in ship to Germany from New Zealand. It takes time. And then I received a message. And only after couple of weeks, he said, I'm back in Germany. I said, oh, you reached by ship so early? He said, no, it was my birthday and family was calling, so I just went by plane. So we may have so many thoughts, we will travel and we'll try to achieve peace by this sort of philosophy or that sort of philosophy, but we are always satisfied, because bahirarthamanina, durashayaya bahirarthamanina, that this material desires cause us to be on the material plane, gross or subtle. We are always on this gross type of level. We seek gross material sense gratification through our senses, or otherwise we try to seek shelter in these different sort of philosophies. That, oh, now I want to be against the fossil fuels or anything, or killing of whales, or something. People just, some new thing comes up. I'm against this Israel and Palestine war, and this, hoist a certain type of flag. So all the time there should be some sort of mental adjustment of these philosophies. And then they'll drop that and take up another philosophy. But still there is no satisfaction, because satisfaction cannot be had on gross or subtle material level. We have to come to this Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. In this day and age, actually, in Kali Yuga, we are not qualified to get this Vairagya Vidya, because we are so attached. Here it is said, Khatwanga Maharaj is saying that every conditioned soul has natural attraction and attachment for material things. This is a natural attraction and attachment. Especially in Kali Yuga, this attachment and attraction increases to the highest level, highest possible level. So that's what Khatwanga Maharaj is saying. So we are actually not qualified for this Vairagya Vidya. Vairagya means detachment, and we are so attached to material things. So how will we get this detachment? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given Kripam Budhir Yastaham Tam Aham Prapadye. So Mahaprabhu is Kripam Budhir. We take shelter of Mahaprabhu. By his mercy, we have actually come to bhakti. Otherwise, no one is qualified. We want to go deeper into material life, and there is no end to it. People think that only if I get this, only if I achieve this, I'll be very satisfied. And then you achieve that and you're not satisfied. There's a false propaganda by Maya that you get this and you'll be happy. But we are never happy. So that's why we have to surrender to Krishna. And Krishna has his personal program. Krishna is a person, which means he has his personal recommendation for us. So Krishna wants us to love him naturally. He doesn't want to force us. That's his program. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in all the Vedic literature, there is only 3 topics. One is our relationship, to understand our relationship with Krishna, Sambandha, and then to practice Bhakti, Abhideya, and finally to achieve the goal of life, which is Prema Prayojan. So to achieve that goal, we have to practice Bhakti. So we may think that, oh, this Bhakti is very difficult. How to get that Prema very quickly? Why doesn't Krishna give this Prema, attraction to Krishna very quickly? The answer is that it's not a cheap thing. It's a very the most valuable thing. So Krishna knows if someone gets pure love, they can control him. So that's why he doesn't give pure love very easily. Actually, it's easy, but we just have to go through the process for this lifetime. So that's Krishna's program. Why doesn't he give very quickly? Because it's not cheap, and we would also not like to do that. We don't reveal our secrets to anyone and everyone. Only those who we trust, we share our secrets. So forced love is actually not very pleasurable. If we hold a gun to someone's head and you should say, I love you. And they may say that, but it's not very pleasurable. We want others to be attracted by our form, our qualities, etc. And then we actually get pleasure. So the real pleasure is in relationship, and relationship is voluntary. So that's what Krishna wants. So Krishna wants us to practice this bhakti process, abhideya, and slowly develop prema. Ravana also wanted to do like that. So what happened was, Ravana was cursed by a girl who he tried to exploit. And these days also the word consent is a very big thing. There should be consent in relationships. Then it's okay. So Ravana wanted to approach a girl and there was no consent. And he was very demoniac and lusty person. So he tried to fulfill his lusty desire and he got cursed. That next time if you approach someone without consent, you will die. So that's why he kidnapped Sita and kept her in a garden, Ashok Vatika, and said, I think for 1 month, within 1 month you should actually surrender and give your consent. Otherwise I'll eat you after 1 month. He was a Rakshasa. So that was there. So even he didn't want forced love because he was in that situation. So we may think Krishna is he's being very strict when he says, you develop this love. He doesn't want to give that very easily. Because Ravana was forced to be in that position, but Krishna he's not forced to be in that position, but Krishna knows, and he wants us to know that forced love is not pleasurable. So how to develop love for Krishna? That's the bhakti process. We have to get this Vairagya Vidya, this knowledge of Bhakti Yoga, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam. When we know more about Krishna's the sweetness of Krishna's name, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's form, and Krishna's activities, more we know about that, we will develop this love. So, example is just in this world, if we are attracted by someone, we are attracted by these features, and more we know, then we are more attracted to that person. So Krishna is also a person. The only difference is he is the supreme person. And he is supremely attractive. The attraction in this material world is very temporary. So in one of the purports, I think in 11th canto, there's disciples of Prabhupada have written that some people say, this philosophy is there in amongst the philosophers, that you may say the beauty in this material world is temporary, so you won't be attracted. For example, a young man is attracted by beauty of a young woman. So there it's written that you may say that the beauty of that particular woman is only temporary. But then, even if one particular woman's beauty goes away, but there would be another beautiful woman. So we can be attracted to someone all the time. So how to counteract that philosophy? That's what people say. That beauty is not temporary. Okay, for a particular person it is temporary, but someone will be there again. So the problem is we will not be there. We will not have a capacity. The other person's beauty is also going, and our potency is also reducing, diminishing. We are approaching death. We may go to a animal life or plant life. That's the greatest danger. So that's there. So we have to get rid of all these conceptions in our mind to enjoy this material world. So here Prabhupada writes, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. We may think that our material desires are very innocent. We may say, all I want is, and we can fill in the blank. We may think like that. My desires are very reasonable. I don't want so much. Other people may be very lusty and greedy. I just want these couple of things. But none of those material desires are innocent, actually. You can imagine it's like when you are thinking about something, some material desire, it's like you imagine your canine teeth are growing bigger like vampire, and your nails are growing. If you're thinking, oh, I want this thing, and you want that thing, it's like that. Each material desire is actually demoniac. There is no innocent material desire. A child wants a small toy, so innocent. And that's also like, it starts there in childhood. So that's why those children are very fortunate who are born in devotee family. We have some kids here, devotee kids. They are in that environment where they see Bhagavatam, they are exposed to Kirtan, they see Krishna's forms. So at least for time being, they are checked from material environment as much as possible. So there is no innocent material desire. So we have to actually slowly try to surrender to Krishna and become more attached to Krishna. And then we will realize Krishna's full blessings. In Chaitanya Leela, we see a great devotee, Raghav Pandit. He was so focused on Krishna's service, he was known actually for offering wonderful prasadam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's mentioned, he used to go from Bengal to Jagannath Puri every year, and he used to take a bag full of different items, prasad items, for Mahaprabhu. And his sister Damayanti would cook all the items. And different details are mentioned, how those items were prepared. And it is said there, even if you know the contents of Raghav Pandit's bag, you'll get the greatest spiritual benefit. Just to know the contents, how he used to prepare. So he was so conscious about offerings to Mahaprabhu, he would actually get the most expensive coconuts and other items from very far away. He would pay more than 10 times of the price just to get the best quality items. And then one time, one person who he employed to get some coconuts, he got those coconuts, and while bringing, before offering, he touched the top of the door of the entrance of the house while he was holding the offering. And Raghav Pandit said, now that offering is spoiled, you can't offer. Because you have touched the top of the door frame, people go in and out, so the dust may rise, and some foot dust of people may be attached there, and you have touched that. So now these coconuts are not offerable. So just see the level of consciousness and cleanliness he was considering. And that's why Mahaprabhu said that I am always present in Raghav Pandit's house where the cooking is happening, in that sort of consciousness. Even Radharani used to cook there. So Mahaprabhu has 3 types of appearances. One is when he was present, you could see him. That's the actual presence. And then one is Avirbhava presence. In his Avirbhava Roop, which was not visible to most people, but he was present in 4 places all the time. One is Raghava Pandit's house, in his kitchen there, and in Shachi Mata, his mother's house, when his mother would cook for him with love, the favorite preparations of Mahaprabhu. And then whenever Nityanand Prabhu danced, Mahaprabhu was present. Not everyone could see, but he was present there. Just like one time in the Panihati festival, only few people could see Mahaprabhu was present there when Raghunath Das Goswami started this Panihati festival on order of Nityanand Prabhu. And the 4th place is in Srivas Thakur's place, where nocturnal kirtan happens. So these are the presence of Mahaprabhu. So a pure devotee can actually invite Mahaprabhu, even now. And how to do that? Advaita Acharya exhibited that. With his prayer, deep prayer, he used to call Mahaprabhu, that in this world some people are engaged in sinful activities, some people are engaged in pious activities. Hardly anyone is doing bhakti. So please come. Only you can actually induce people to follow this process of bhakti. So by this simple bhakti process, we can access Krishna and Mahaprabhu's mercy fully. So here Khatvanga Maharaj is showing what consciousness we should have at the time of death, which means we should have that consciousness at every moment, because we don't know when death will come. We have heard that saying many times. Live every day as if it's your last, because one day you will be correct. Right? One day will be the last day, and we don't know if today is our last day. So better live every day as if it's our last, because we may be true today or tomorrow. We don't know. So we should have this consciousness that Khatvanga Maharaj has. We should have this consciousness every day, and then we can pass in our final exam. So I'll end there and see if you have any questions or comments on what we discussed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, you mentioned how life is a preparation for the examination, which is death. And we understand that the devotional service we do throughout this life will help us at the time of death for remembrance of Krishna. But in Bhagavatam, we see examples like Jamila and Gajendra. Throughout their life, they were engrossed in sense gratification. But at the end of their life, they were able to remember Lord Krishna. So how do we understand, what is the difference between their remembrance and a devotee's remembrance who remembers Krishna throughout his life?
So those examples in Shastra actually, they are not contrary to this concept that we should always try to remember Krishna. Those examples actually give more force to this concept. they add to this concept. There is this one verse which I don't remember from 6th canto, Ajamil's pastime, which says that Ajamila could achieve perfection just by chanting the holy name Narayana, and he was not even calling actual Narayana, he just called his son who was named Narayana. Even then he achieved the success. Then what to speak of those who actually chant Krishna's name? So that actually gives more, substantiates that point. And then Gajendra, in that pastime also, he achieved success because in his previous life he was a devotee and he used to chant many mantras. So because of a curse, he got the body of an elephant. But at the time of danger, he could remember those mantras from his past life. So which means his practice did not go waste. He got success because of his constant practice in his previous life. So that's why we have to practice every day. We don't have to wait for the time of death and then remember Krishna. Because at the time of death, Prabhupada used to say that prayer, Krishna tvadiya pada pankaja panjarantam, and then adyaiva, because at the time of death, kantava rodhana, at the time of death there is a lot of problems. And we may not be able to remember Krishna. But if we have had practice throughout our life, then Krishna forces himself in our thoughts. And one example, just a recent example, on 13th June, one brahmachari in Delhi who I knew, he passed away. He had a brain tumor. He had one surgery in, I think, 2017 or 20, something like that. That was successful. But then again, there were some complications, and just recently, from 2 months, he was hospitalized, and then he had his second surgery, but this was not successful. So you can see on the YouTube, ISKCON Punjabi Bagh channel. So in the memorial program, they showed a video. He's bedridden in his last moments. He's unconscious. And Krishna forced his name in his mouth. He's chanting Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Ram. He has all the, pipes connected to his nose and everything. So he's not in a situation to remember Krishna or chant Hare Krishna, but Krishna is forced himself. So in that memorial program, devotee, the temple president was saying, just see, this is the proof. It's on recorded there, that our practice never go waste. Krishna actually is a person and he reciprocates perfectly.
Thank you.
Any other question or comment? Hare Krishna. Yes, mic is coming.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the nice class, Prabhu. Prabhu, you said that about the rebirth, we have innumerable desires, and in our next life, we get the life based on what we desire in this life. Now, there are few things, about this rebirth. First thing is Bhagavad Gita slok that Yamam Vapi Saran Bhavam. So whatever you remember at the time of death, that's what you get. Second thing is if someone is eating non-vegetarian food and he or she has to take birth as a chicken or whatever they have eaten, whatever animal they have eaten. Now, there is another thing is like, is it said that we should always offer the food to Krishna and then have prasadam instead of having it. But there are many people, in fact, I also did a lot of, half of my life I have done like that. Without offering it, I have grains or say carrot, potato, whatever it is. So the thing is like, in next birth, in all these conditions, which one will be applicable for whom? Is it like based on what he or she is remembering at the time of death? Or is he, because Krishna conscious, he will get another human life? Or because he has eaten chicken, he will take birth as a chicken? Or because he has eaten potato without offering to Krishna, he will take birth as a potato?
Potato. What will be it like to take birth as a potato? We should think like that. What will because we are living entity, what will it be like to be like a chicken? And we're always fearful, watching here, looking here, there, someone is coming to grab the neck. So it's good meditation. You should be fearful. This is the greatest danger. So all of those things are true, which you said. So whatever we have done in this life, which was not according to Shastra, we should be repentant about that, and we should take this process of bhakti very seriously. And Krishna assures, Sarva dharman parityajya maam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami. I will actually deliver you from all sins that you have done, not only in this life, but past millions of lives. Because Krishna is supremely powerful. In 1 second, he can get rid of the sins from past so many lives. Not only ours, of the whole universe. That's what Vasudeva Datta, he prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that let all the living entities in the whole universe go back to Godhead and give all the karma of all the living entities in the whole universe to me. I will stay here and suffer, let them go back. And then Mahaprabhu said, for Krishna it's not a big thing. This one universe is like a mustard seed in a bag of mustard seeds. And all the karma that so many living entities have, Krishna just by his desire can actually finish that karma. Just by, not even Krishna's desire, just by desire of a pure devotee. That's what Mahaprabhu told Vasudeva, that just by your pure desire, they are already free from that karma. So we think, oh, we have done so much sin in this life. We don't even think of so many past lives, and what about karma of the other living entities? So it's, for Krishna, it's not difficult. So that's why he says, just surrender to me. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it so simple. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, associating with devotees, hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, serving the deities, we can go back to Godhead. We don't have to come back as a potato. People are becoming couch potatoes these days. They say, they're lying on the couch, playing games. Men are very addicted to games, or watching these useless TV, shows. Wasting. They are almost becoming potatoes. This life, that's the term, couch potato. You don't have to wait for next life. People are becoming potatoes in this life. And it's like vegetable. There is a word, you are vegetating. When your life is not very interesting, it's like vegetables grow, people are growing. People are not actually growing spiritually, they are just vegetating, just like vegetables. Actually, there is no difference between vegetables and Kali Yuga residents. So we are glad we are in bhakti. So next life, we don't have to take another material body. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Sir.
So I think time is up. We'll end here. Thank you very much. Granth Raj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.